Good day, guys. I'm Joseph Ogona, an electronics engineer and a PCB design engineer. And today we're looking at 6 schematic design mistakes and how to avoid them. So, in electronics design, there are sometimes that we do make mistakes while designing our schematic, and we're going to look at some of the mistakes that we might likely encounter during schematic design and how we can also avoid them. Missing component value. This actually a critical mistake that can actually damage our entire board after production. One way we can avoid it is enter correct value once you place your component. Once you place your component on your schematic sheet, it's always advisable to enter the component value. If you're placing a resistor and the value that is needed at that particular section is 10k resistor, make sure you put your 10k resistor. If it's a capacitor, make sure you put your 10 microfarad, just depending on the value that is needed. Always put your component value and also annotation. Double check your BOM, also your bill of material, before sending it to your manufacturer. This also helps a lot. So the first one on my list is what missing component value. The way to avoid it is always put your component value once you place that component on your schematic sheet. So number 2 is no decoupling capacitors. Again, sometimes when working with ICs, your microcontrollers, it's always necessary for you to add your decoupling capacitors to filter a high frequency noise so it won't damage the internal structure of your IC or your MCU. So place a decoupling capacitor for all your IC in the power pin. Always place your decoupling capacitor. If your microcontroller has about, let's say it has 5 power pins, it's always advisable for each power net and pin we place a decoupling capacitor. The one we normally use is about 0.1 microfarad, so you can place that and always look at your data sheet so they can actually know the cap value to place. Number 3 is wrong or generic symbols. Some engineers does this also. You can just see a symbol and we'll just use it. It's not always right to do that. So it's good to go to the data sheet of that particular IC or that particular component to actually see a symbol structure, the pin format and every stuff. If you create custom symbols, double check the data sheet. Always double check what the data sheet so that you validate that the pin and the pin name is actually correct. But most times the pin might be correct, but the name of the pin is not correct, and it might cause some design errors. So number 4 I had on my list, confusing or inconsistent net label. So how to avoid that? Maintain naming consistency across all schematic pages or blocks. If you're working with a Wi-Fi chip and you're knowing the signals on the Wi-Fi this, always maintain that so that within those net names you can actually gain clarity. Number 5 is floating or unused pins. Mark unused pins with a NC label or X. Most times in software like KiCad software or Atom software, you might see a symbol that they'll say not connected. This might be your pins and they are unused pins. You can take the not connected symbol, which is X. So you can also use that to identify that that pin is what unused. It also helps. Sometimes you read your data sheets and on the data sheet they might tell you to also put that particular pin either in a pull-up state or a pull-down state. So the last one is poor layout of functional block and how you can avoid it. Group components by function. This helps. I said this on my last video. Group component by function. You can group the power section, you can group your microcontroller section, you can group your RF section. It helps, gives clarity and to help you avoid certain mistakes on your schematic sheet. So we just looked at 6 schematic design mistakes and how to avoid them. I know that we have learned a lot today, so I need you guys to subscribe, like and also share. Thank you.